Many countries in the world have embarked upon ambitious endeavors with great enthusiasm, only to witness their dreams crumble. From the China-Pakistan economic corridor, significant infrastructure started in China to Kenya, where a railway project with an outstanding budget of $3.2 billion remains incomplete and abandoned. Why are these multi-billion-dollar project startups getting abandoned in numerous countries of the world? Why do countries direct such huge amounts of money to fund such ambitious projects in the first place? Well, these abandoned megaprojects are the innovations introduced by the Chinese Communist Party as a feature of the Belt and Road Initiative. The BRI was proposed by Chinese President Xi Jinping in 2013. It is a vast infrastructure and economic development project. It aims to enhance connectivity and cooperation between countries, primarily in Asia, Africa, and Europe. The initiative consists of two main components: the Silk Road Economic Belt and the 21st Century Maritime Silk Road. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of things, the question is, how did a project that was once named the project of the century end up becoming a fruitless affair? Let's hit that like button for this video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos in the future. Welcome to Money-Minded World. The Silk Road was a network of ancient trade routes that connected the East and West, facilitating cultural exchange and commerce. It started around the 2nd century BCE, during the Han Dynasty in China, when the Chinese sought to establish economic and diplomatic ties with the West. The routes extended through Central Asia, the Middle East, and into Europe, fostering the exchange of goods, technologies, and ideas between different civilizations. As caravans traversed the deserts and mountains, Central Asian cities like Samarkand and Bukhara thrived. The exchange of goods, from Chinese silks to spices from India, brought economic prosperity, turning these cities into vibrant trading centers. The Silk Road wasn't just about goods, it was a cultural highway. Central Asia became a melting pot of ideas, religions, and artistic expressions. Architectural marvels and artistic masterpieces reflected the blending of the East and West. Scholars gathered in Central Asia, drawn by the wealth of knowledge flowing along the Silk Road. This intellectual exchange influenced philosophy, science, and literature, contributing to a vibrant intellectual renaissance. The Silk Road brought more than just material wealth. Agricultural knowledge and innovation spread, transforming Central Asian landscapes and ensuring sustainable growth. Diplomacy flourished as Central Asian states formed alliances based on shared economic interests. The Silk Road was not just a trade route, it was a diplomatic bridge connecting nations. It was a very efficient system, and its impact on Central Asia was profound, as it left a legacy of economic prosperity, cultural diversity, and intellectual exchange. It was for this reason that it made sense when President Xi announced an initiative that would restore the long-lost treasure that is the Silk Road. He coined this initiative during an official visit to Kazakhstan in 2013 to create closer economic ties, strengthen cooperation, and expand development in the Euro-Asia region. He named it the Belt Road Initiative, the BRI. The name Belt and Road refers to the Silk Road Economic Belt and the 21st Century Maritime Silk Road, emphasizing connectivity between Asia, Europe, and Africa. Xi Jinping's vision aimed to enter global trade, infrastructure development, and economic cooperation among participating countries. The Silk Road Economic Belt focuses on overland connectivity, linking China with Europe through Central Asia. Investment in railroads, highways, and energy infrastructure has facilitated smoother trade routes and strengthened economic ties. Notable projects include the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC, and the Eurasian Land Bridge. The Maritime Silk Road emphasizes maritime cooperation and connectivity between China and Southeast Asia, Africa, and Europe. Ports and shipping infrastructure developments such as the Gwadar port in Pakistan and the Piraeus port in Greece have played key roles in maritime trade. The BRI has seen significant progress, with numerous projects completed or underway. However, it has also faced challenges, including concerns about debt sustainability, environmental impact, and geopolitical implications. The Belt and Road Initiative has had a profound impact on participating countries, fostering economic development, cultural exchange, and people-to-people connections. The projects include big economic ventures like the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. The CPEC is a collection of infrastructure projects that aim to connect Gwadar port in southwestern Pakistan to China's northwestern region of Xinjiang via a network of highways, railways, and pipelines. It is a flagship project of China's Belt and Road Initiative, strengthening economic ties between the two nations. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor includes energy projects to address Pakistan's power shortage, transportation infrastructure to enhance connectivity, and the development of Gwadar port to boost maritime trade. This comprehensive initiative is not only about bilateral economic cooperation, but also has broader implications for the region. Around $60 billion was spent on facilities like coal and hydro power plants, highways, wind farms, and a high-speed rail link between Peshawar and Karachi. There was also the Standard Gauge Railway Project, SGR in Kenya, aimed to modernize the country's railway infrastructure. The project involved the construction of a standard gauge railway line to connect the port city of Mombasa to the capital Nairobi, and further to other regions. The project cost over $4 billion, and a 400-megawatt power plant in Tajikistan cost around $350 million. The Belt Road Initiative also played a significant role in the development of the Hambantota port, boosting maritime trade and positioning Sri Lanka as a key player in the Indian Ocean. The BRI emphasizes the development of information highways. One notable infrastructure is the expansion of 5G technology, with projects in Malaysia and Indonesia. This digital push revolutionizes communication and connectivity and lays the foundation for a tech-driven future. Sailing over to the Maritime Silk Road, a project that stands out is the China-Laos Railway. This railway connects Kunming in China to Vientiane in Laos, enhancing connectivity and bringing economic opportunities to the landlocked nation. The China-Laos Railway is not just about tracks and trains. It is a catalyst for economic growth, tourism, and improved logistics. Zooming in on high-speed railways, China's expertise is evident in projects like the Jakarta-Bandung high-speed railway in Indonesia. This endeavor not only improves transportation, but also contributes to economic development and regional integration. The Belt and Road Initiative was a very ambitious project. It was proposed to significantly improve the global economy by approximately $7.1 trillion by 2040 by improving infrastructure and connectivity. The Belt Road Initiative would reduce trade barriers and open the way to easier international trade. It was a big-win situation, and third-world countries would benefit from the infrastructure and trade opportunities. Simultaneously, developed nations would have access to new markets and affordable goods in over 150 countries. That is literally 2/3 of the world's population and about 40% of the global gross domestic product. The Xi Jinping administration affirmed the initiative's bid to enhance regional connectivity and make way for a brighter future. This was where it stopped making sense. One thing about the Chinese government is that enhancing regional connectivity and creating hope for a brighter future is definitely not a part of their mode of operation. Not to forget the outrageous price tag for the project, which would cost somewhere around 3 to 800 trillion. It is very possible that there were greater ulterior motives, and trade is not what first comes to mind. This theory of global interconnectedness and trillions of dollars probably meant that the Belt Road Initiative is definitely political. Here is what happened. Remember that we listed numerous examples of BRI establishments like the CPEC, the Chinese Laos Railway, and many more. The project included 2,600 projects in more than 100 countries. This was the first weakness, a potential opportunity for firms in China to receive recipients abroad. However, the developing countries started becoming tired of the Western states and institutions like the World Bank. At first, the mission was easy and quite practical. Enough cities were signed up, and honestly, why not? The Chinese were giving out large sums of money, no question. The problem started when Chinese diplomats and politicians began suspecting themselves and questioning who was in charge of the entire initiative. Was it the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or China's massive state-owned enterprises? Perhaps it was the formidable ministries in charge of commerce and finance. No one knew for sure who it was, and this led to bureaucratic trouble. Chinese Chinese authorities allowed some questionable and ultimately economically unsustainable projects. Before this problem could be resolved, another problem came up. Local politicians in most of the third world countries involved often brought up unreasonable demands. The Belt Road Initiative, which was the project of the century, now faces real hurdles and uncertainties. However, the future is not bleak yet, as China will address these issues and find a way through the global landscape. If you found this video insightful, do not forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more content. As always, thank you for tuning in today.